Hey there, Leslie Karen Hammond here. Welcome to Healing Through Your Story. And bear with me, circumstances are a little bit different this week. I don't have my tripod, so if it's a little bit shaky here, I'm going to do my best to steady it. So I am so excited, whether you're catching us live or you catch us on the replay, that this week's topic is about breaking cycles. And I don't know about you, but I can't think of another person closer to home, yeah, that would be me, that has some cycles in my life that I have avoided breaking for whatever reason, but I know it would be really healthy for me to break. And, stepping back from things that just are not either feeding me spiritually, energetically, physically, or emotionally. If things aren't, and if they're not feeding you in that way, guess what? They're draining you. So it's either you're being fed or you're being drained. There really is no happy medium. There is no status quo when it comes to this. There really are not connections that are just neutral. There are no neutral connections. So either it's feeding you or it's draining you. And sometimes there's things that we hesitate, breaking the tie from because it's so familiar. It's something that we've always known. It's comfortable. It's predictable. And most of the time when the invitation, all right, let me see if I study my arm here a little bit more. So most of the time when an invitation comes to do some really roll up your sleeves serious kind of work, how many of you so readily step forward and say, oh, I'm willing to do that. I'd love to take that on right now. How many? Yeah, I see all those hands. And I think this is what they would say as crickets. No one. So it's the rare breed who steps forward. But if you are in the business of serving other people, and if you are serious about your spirituality and stepping into a deeper understanding about who you are and why you do what you do and how you're here to serve, then it is your responsibility to break those unhealthy cycles, because you've got a lot of work to do, sister. Lot of work to do in the world. And the longer that you are tethered, or call it a ball and chain if that is a better visual for you. So as long as you're being held captive by the energy of this unhealthy cycle, well, guess what? You're never going to make the progress that you want to make. And I mean, personally, this has been a huge week for just not just not doing things that don't feel authentic, and not doing things that aren't comfortable and don't feel like they're in best service to me or in best service to clients. So I've been breaking habits and cycles of saying yes when it really doesn't feel like it's the best thing. And that's not always easy to do. So I invite you to do that. And I wanted to, let me just take a look at my notes here. So the free gift for this week is where to begin breaking an unhealthy habit. So if you go to lesliekarenhammond.com/23 download, then you can get this awesome set of starter things that when it's time to break a habit, where do you begin? How do you go about it? So please, I beg of you, take a look at those things that are draining you. And I mean, that can be the way you think about things. It can be a misperception. Take a look at how a misunderstanding can create lots of havoc. So that can be unhealthy as well. So there's so many different opportunities for you to break cycles and start really stepping into what you're supposed to be doing and be happy, live a full life, serve your clients on the way that you are supposed to. Because the reason that you're here is to, aspire to new levels of understanding and new levels of consciousness, new levels of presence, and to serve and to be light and to be love. And the longer that you hold on to the really heavy energies of the things that aren't healthy, then the longer it's going to take you to fulfill the mission you're meant to fulfill. So short and sweet this week. Preparing for an event in New Jersey this evening. So I'm super excited about it. Lots of love and light to you. Please, please keep doing the work that you are meant to do in this world. Keep serving at your highest vibration possible. And if this information is of service to you and you love it, like the page, share it with others, and take a look at the secret Facebook group Divine by Design and ask to join, because there are some juicy nuggets that go in there, and also the perspective from like a real life spiritual person who is doing the work but still coming up against challenges, and how I move through them. So lots of love and light to you. Mwah. We'll see you again next week. Take care.